So since it's freezing in here today, and pretty chilly outside as well, we're starting with the Franklin method, warm up for the shoulders and really the whole body. So we'll start with the feet apart about 4 to 5 inches. And we're going to be swinging your right arm first. And just demo here. As the arm moves forward, you bend the knees with the arms down, you straighten the legs with the arms up, and you put your hand on the thigh. And then as you lower the arm down, you bend the knees again, and twist and look back as you straighten the legs. So it's going to be a big swing forward and up, and then back, forward and back. So we swing and we swing, sweep and we sweep. So imagine the arm as like a long silk rope, and the hand is a weight attached to it, and maybe a big tassel. And we're just floating that into the air. You're going to look at your hand while you're going through this. So your neck also gets a little bit of ease and rotation. It doesn't stiffen up. It's going to do this for a little bit until you start to warm up. You can also feel that rotation in your torso is helping to loosen up that low back, right line, or sacroiliac or SI joints. Obviously, the knee should be aligned with the center of the teeth. The knee joint is happy with this bending and straightening. All right, and then we'll just let this fall to the ground. Check out the arm, and then coming upright. And you can probably see my shoulders are already a different height, and so are yours. You know, this is one that we worked as like relax and release, and even the fingertips reach further down the legs. So if you take both arms forward, the right arm looks longer, bend the elbows, and you can see the difference as to where everything is aligned. All right, and then so here we go on the left. So again, swing forward, you look at the hand, you drop low. The arms acting like a swing, only the feeling of falling to the ground and sweeping up in the air. So you want to be heavy at the bottom and light at the top. Same thing with the arm as it swings back and forth. Now the other arm doesn't stay stiff and stuck on your side, but just the rotation of the torso is swinging the free arm, the one that's hanging at your side, to include the semicircle around your thighs. The arm goes forward as the other arm goes back, and it goes back as the swinging arm goes forward. So the whole body be a little floppy here as you go. You want to feel the springiness, the bounciness of your legs. Warming up the whole body. This is great. I'll be able to take my jacket off soon. And then let it fall. Nice and easy. Bounce your shoulders. And then let's see. Hopefully the arms are the same length now. The shoulders are the same height. Is that good? All right. So now we're moving into arm circles. And with this one, we're swinging it front and back, front circle, lift and around. It goes front, then you swing it back, and front, back, lift, circle and around, and front and back, front, lift, circle and around. Everybody look at your hand, back and front, back, lift, circle and a hand. It swings front and back, front, lift, circle and around. And back, and front, back, lift, circle, and around. 1% front, and back, front, lift, circle, and around, and back, and front, back, lift, circle, and around. Even more relaxed. Up, a little more length in the neck, more ease, and ability in the arm. So we do the other side. And can you feel like the right side of your lower back feels more relaxed than the left? So here we go for the left side. So we sweep it front and back, front, lift, circle, around, and back, and front, back, lift, circle, and front, and front, and back, front, lift, circle, around, and back, and front, lift circle and round and back and front, back lift circle and around, slow front and back, front lift circle and round and back and front, back lift circle and around. Then she can all out. Including the feet, the head. Yep. All right, now the great challenge is, and I haven't done this in a while, so we'll see how it goes. Is the arms are going to be going in opposite directions. And it's circling up as you twist the body, come back, and then we swing front, back, front, lift, circle, and around. Now, here's the thing. When I first tried to do this, I was like, oh my God, this is impossible. But kind of look at it as a test to see, like, how willing are you to not be perfect? And like, just flail the arms around like crazy, and that's if that makes you happy. Right? So there's no grade on this performance. There are critics in the stands. You know, maybe they're criticizing me, you know, they look at the video, but they're not looking at you. So here we go. The professional musician in the crowd is cracking up right now. So
I'm not on camera. And I'm also back. Just me. It's perfect. I feel like that.
So here we'll start slow, right? Hopefully I can do it slow. So right arm forward, left arm back, back to your right hand. Like just swing, like yeah, like a fly. And then we swing to the other direction. And the next time the right arm goes forward, you look up as the arms cross. And then you switch. And then we go shot with the left, front with the right, switch and around, we go to the top and swing. Right and down, lift, circle and around. And then we do it front and back, circle up and around. Yes, right? Trust me, I spent a lot of time at home doing this in super slow motion to see if I could pattern it into my body. But meanwhile, just swing. You can always get back to the first swing if you want. So find your tempo. I know. That's good. That's more than I did for about 6 minutes. Anyway, it gives you hope to know that you can start not being coordinated at all. Get like a little bit of coordination into your body, no matter how hard and quickly that it's not going to be possible. Well, that is exactly true. I believe it was possible because I've seen it done. Anyhow, so that's good. Everyone more? Yeah. Take the jacket off. And then how about a little hip release next? So we can go ahead and lay them down onto your backs and then slide the roller across under your hips. It's also fun when you're learning something to not take it seriously. Like, this is not going to adversely affect the state of the world. All right. So, okay, that. So with the roller across under your sacrum, which pull it in, and swing the legs to the right or to the left. Make twist to the body, you've already warmed up these muscles. Helps release the spine, top to tail, and then pick up the knees. They slide to the left and you look to your right. Maybe still feel the stretch in the waistline and the rib cage. As the opposite shoulder stays heavy, and pull the legs up and then delay the descent. So you're going down with control. Then you can push down into the roller with your arms as you pick up the right hip bone to move the legs up to the left, and then turn your gaze away. And then we're moving the left hip up, take it over to the right knees go down. And do that again. Big exhale to move the weight on the pelvic girdle and the legs. You know, rolling across the glutes here, getting a deep tissue massage where we may need it.
And by anchoring the shoulder blade down on the right, the left, you get a nice stretch here in the neck, in the side of your throat. So, one more, let's go to the left, two turn to the right. And exhale, pull back to center. Hold the roller, adjust the roller if you need to. Elbows can go a little wide, and then stretch the hips, feeling. Enjoy that stretch and the feel of length in the hamstrings as you point and flex your feet. So toe ball heel, heel ball toe. And then soft point, right leg back, left leg forward, scissors. Feel that opening in the left hip as the left leg goes down. And then we switch the legs. Now you feel the left hamstring as the leg comes back over your shoulder, over your chest, and the right leg opens up for the hip stretch. And we just inhale to swing the legs past each other and move into your range of motion. And an exhale to sweep them again past each other, each one in its own lane. Toes remain soft. Feel the air float through the toes as the toes float through the air. And sweep again. And once more. Now we'll lift both legs up to the ceiling, externally rotate, and the right leg goes out and down to the side. The left leg stays vertical. Pull the right leg as low as you can without tipping the pelvis. And exhale, bring that right leg up. Take your time, really feel the work, the weight of your leg, and now the right leg is up and the left leg goes sideways and down. Lift up your inner thigh. Right side still pressing into the roller. And exhale, drag it up. Alternating again, right leg out and down. Hey there. Right leg then pulls up. Make a smooth movement here. Doesn't stop and start. It glides all the way down. It lengthens. So stop a little moment there. And then you can exhale, bring it up. And try to make the move as smooth as possible on the lift. One more set. Right leg out. Let it downhill. Exhale, pull the belly deep. Work into your core. Press the arms to also find that connection to the torso. And now the left leg is sideways and long. And exhale and bring it all the way up. Now open both legs, still turn out. The heels move apart. And then think, exhale, the upper thighs pull together like they're magnets, drawing the heels together as a result. And inhale to open. Both legs equidistant from center, and exhale, bring them up. Take your time and be sure they close at the same time vertically. Just two more like this. Inhale to open and pull the legs out to the side walls and down the walls a bit. And then exhale, press into your arms into the roller to lift. And we'll do one last one. But staying in the same plane as they separate, and then also as they come together. So frog in here, and frog up and out on a diagonal, stretch away, feel the load into the abdominal wall, so that we're working the back. So you push out long. The height of the leg is really dependent on your core's ability to stabilize the back. And reach again. So this is, well, it's easier to take the legs vertically, and if you're interested in hamstring stretches, that might be your choice. Right, particularly if you can't straighten the legs when your hips are down on the ground, it's nice to be able to straighten them straight up, parallel to the wall when the hips are elevated. And you can even, take the back at your working level, see where you feel that stretch in the hamstring. If you have a different goal for right now, you can take the legs up longer and lower to get the increased load into the abdominal wall. So that knit together as the legs go out, and just be sure that it's not overwhelming your abs and your back. So the core has to be strong enough to support whatever angle you choose. One more, push the way, and exhale, pull it back. Now parallel legs, and let's do bicycle. So reach up and then out to the ground. Slide the toes along the mat if possible. And then try to extend the leg back over your shoulder and chest. reach longer and longer and longer with every repetition. If you're reaching for a bicycle paddle that is just out of your range. You finish this, and whenever you're ready, reverse it. So the toes go down, touch the mat, skate forward, and lift up high back. Really try to get to the place where the leg is fully extended as you're lifting it for as long as possible. Sometimes we're too anxious to bend the knees. The quads love it when you actually get to that straight position. So does the knee joint. Just one more breath. And then both legs up. Good, adjust a little if you need to. And we'll bend the knees, lower the feet down. And then as you lift up, try a different spot on the roller. And here we can slide both legs forward. If that works, and we didn't warm up with the one-sided, which would be the other option. So you might have the knees a little bit bent here. Or if it's too much, just go to one side then the other. But then you could try just taking the arms back of the hands to the floor, stretch the whole front line of your body open. Take a couple of deep full breaths in. You also want to be sure the roller's in the right spot on the sacrum, so that the back is minimally arched, even if the hips are tight. One more full breath in. Sigh the air out, the belly draws down, down, down towards the spine, towards the ground. And then the arms come around to hold the roller. You can pull the knees in. And let's pick them up and pull them into your chest. Maybe one arm around the knees or the shins, one arm hold the roller steady. And then we'll lower the feet on the exhale. Lift the hips, start the lower out, above, underneath. All right, so now we're going into a roll up. So stretch forward, or you can use ankle weights for this. You can use a bare band, you can use hand weights in the hands. So but we're taking the arms up to the ceiling. If you're not in a band yet, maybe take the arms back, stretch open the lats, the arms go back behind you. Lift the arms, lift the head, neck, and chest. Exhale, up. Maybe a little sip on the first one, it eases up as we go. Leg over and reach the waist back as you pull the head and fingertips forward. And then lengthen forward to the center of each foot. You start to roll back, the arms lower if you need more control, higher if you're looking for more challenge. That varies with every repetition, with every single day, how you've been treating your body, how it's been treating you. So let's let it come up. Try to come up and curve the waist back. So remember, it's not just hip flexion. You're trying to pull back in this C shape with the spine. And then we rotate that pelvis around the back of the fingers as we roll back down. So remember, this can be low. They can even slide along your legs. They can be holding onto a hairband. All the choices are there. And we lift again. So you want to be challenged, but you also want to be safe. And then let's come back. Feeling better with everyone. And so down here, slow it down as you get further away from being over your legs. And then let's circle the arms around. And you pull the knees into your chest. So hug them in here, just stretch out your back a little bit more. And then push the legs forward, so holding onto them, coming up into a bit of an upper overflow here, down your nose at your abs. And extend the legs out and up. We slide the arms forward and start pumping the arms for hundreds. Inhaling and exhaling. Go along through the fingertips like they're going up and down the wall in front of you. It's pretty far away in this big space, but that's all right because you want to stay pulled forward and up here, getting that deep flexion right underneath the chest. hopefully balancing here on the tip of the shoulder blades. This requires both strength and flexibility, and also the ability not to look up at your toes, which will throw the head back and put you right into your neck instead of into your upper arms. Actively pushing the air up and down. Equal emphasis on the lift and the lower. And you can challenge yourself maybe if you feel like you're worked here and it's fine, maybe try the legs a little bit lower. If you test the waters and it's not right, take the legs up again higher. Let's go for one more breath. Pull breath in, exhale it out. And then pull the knees in, lay your head down. And enjoy turning the head from side to side. The neck does work even if your position was good, even if it was great. And now let's roll up to sitting to take the fair edge on the right foot for similar circles. Roots wide across the ball of the arch. You push the leg forward into space as you curve your spine down. The leg extends as the counterweight with the counterbalance. And then when your shoulders and head are down, you lift the leg up. And then same if you pay out the band, make sure it up. As you lift the leg vertically here. If hamstrings are tight, then you might be bent, but try to keep the foot right over the sit bone on that side. So soft point with the foot. And let's circle. The leg moves across the body on the inhale, goes low on the exhale, and you exhale all the way out around to the top of the circle with the foot again. So inhale, you push down with the right hip as the leg moves to the left, and you press down to the whole left side of the body as the leg moves and circles to the right. So breathing fully, deeply, completely, short inhale, long exhale. If you still have extra breath at the top of the movement, you either need to shorten the inhale in order to lengthen the exhale, or you need to move the legs slower. See if you can match the timing of your leg movement to the length of your breath. Pivoting here from the elbows, working to keep the wrists straight. We'll do one last one. Pull that leg over, feel the outer hip and thigh stretch. And then the inner thigh stretches, the leg moves out to the right, come to the top, and we pause to reverse. So anchor through everything that touches the ground. That leg is moving, challenging your ability to stabilize your body on the mat. So we reach again. Right, we're looking for the stretch, but we're also looking for the stabilization. And you go out and away, actively thinking of the left side sinking into the floor, and then the right side dropping into a little bit of an indent in the ground. So stretch again. Picturing that each circle gets a little bit further away from you and also a little larger as the muscles start to lengthen, as the joints start to open up. Do this one last circle. Push the air side, move through it, and then up to the top. And here we'll take the edge of the band in the right hand, elbow to the ground, open the right leg out, and keep the left side heavy. If the left side is truly grounded, if you haven't tipped it off the floor, you can extend the left arm out to the side with the palm up and spread the fingers and the palm open here on the ground. Then rock the right leg. Otherwise, your hands on your phone to help hold that position there. It's a micro movement, a small movement, right? With that leg movement on the socket. Then we'll exhale, pull the inner thigh to lift the leg up to the ceiling. Switch heads on the top. Extend the right arm out, cross the leg over. Reach long here through the center of the sole of the foot, the knee could be bent. To pull the leg a little closer to your shoulder and chest. And then definitely rotate that right leg internally to increase the stretch into the lower glute and the mid back by the sacrum. We'll unwind the body from the left shoulder to the waist to the right hip to lift the leg up to the ceiling. And then let's work the hands up the bed, bend your elbows, get a little deeper upward curl down your nose into the sternum, into the navel. And try to pull that leg back a little bit. Bend the knee is necessary. You want to feel the stretch in the hamstring. not at the tendon, crossing behind the knee or the sit bone. And then pull the knee in, the baby off. Hug the knee into your chest. And then hug it in towards the armpit so the thighs remain on the outside of the ribcage. Come back in and then stretch a little forward and down. Now we shake them out. Definitely feel that that right leg has dropped closer to the floor. You feel a difference in the hip bone crest, the SIS points here on the hips. And the length of the leg and the relaxation of the foot even, right versus left. All right, so here we pull the left knee in, first embrace it in. And then we'll take the band and put it on. And you check up on the band, you pull the elbows down your side and then pull your elbows towards your hips so that your neck is longer. You lift the leg, feel that stretch in the back of the leg, whether the knee is bent or straight. Try to have the leg as vertical as you can, soft point. And we circle, inhale across the body, left leg looks right, the arms swing with the movement of the leg and the angle of the TheraBand. So you pivot here from your elbow points on the mat. A full, slow, complete circle. Start with a short inhale, maybe a quarter of the distance, and then exhale all the way around and up to the top of the movement. So again, reach and push out into the band. At the same time, the band is pulling back into your foot to support the weight. And give you a feeling of stretch. Your body is going to stretch similar to the band. Provides a great example for the feeling that we want of length and flexibility. Now here at the top, we'll pause and reverse. So right side is grounded, heavy, sinks into the floor as the left leg moves left. Go low, pull it across the body, lift all the way up to the top to your range of movement. You can also bend the knee at the top of the movement here to feel more stretch and more strength, the bigger range in the hip joint. It's great. We're going to do one last circle here. Push the other side, move through it. And then here at the top, maybe with the band in your left hand, elbow is down. You rotate the leg externally and sweep it out and down to the side. But at the same time, you're rotating the pelvic girdle to the right to keep that right hip grounded. And then rock the leg towards the shoulder and away. Turn your head and look to the right. And then we'll exhale to lift the leg up to the ceiling. Switch hands now. Rock the strap. The left arm extends out. Now you gradually pull the leg over, pull it towards your right shoulder. Rotate it in, and the hip is up high, getting the rotation you're looking for in your mid-spine. And of course, also in the neck. So we'll exhale and unwind the body from the right shoulder blade to the waist to the left glute, and lift the leg up again here. Let's stretch, pull it reach through both feet, and then pull the knee into your chest and place the band to the side. Hug the knee in, first to the left chest, and then to the left armpit. Bring the leg back to center and seat it forward. Good, shake out the leg. Pull both of them. And then feel how it's balanced now, hopefully, that the two legs feel equally relaxed, long, and just more externally rotated. All right, so let's pull the right leg in, and we're going to rock forward and up. I'd actually like to do tree here next. So this is like a one-legged roll-up. If this is new to you or you want extra assistance, you might grab an ankle weight to go over the left ankle. But we're just gonna start here. Let's roll back, pulling the right knee to your chest, reach out long through the left leg, through the center of the foot, curve your way down. And you will rest your head down and extend the leg up. Take that leg out to maybe, I don't know, it's hard to say, but maybe 40, 45 degrees off the ground. Now that angle will change depending on how flexible and strong you are in your core working asymmetrically. So arms start at your side. We lift the head, the upper arm curl, and look down your midline. Bring your left hand across the back of the right thigh, and then walk your hands up, avoiding the back of the knee. You can come all the way up. And if the leg is too high, you're not gonna be able to get there. So you might need to lower the leg to get upright on your sits bones. And then here, we'll bend. We're not gonna bend the elbows yet, but we're just gonna feel that stretch. Try to lift the leg and try to arch your back slightly. So at least come up so you feel your sits bones underneath you. And then we walk down. So look down, roll the tail up, you go behind your sits bones onto the glutes. You walk down, so the spine leads the way, and then the hands follow. Bring the arms along at your side, palms to the ground, fingers long, as you come all the way down. We're doing that again twice more. So lift your head, neck, shoulders, left hand first. So you can use your arms to help you pull the body upright. You can also lower the leg to bring your body a little more vertical, because that might be your real position. And then stretch out to the center of the foot, not through the toes. As we walk back, the pelvis again rotates around the femurs, even though they're in different positions in space. Come all the way down, feel that widening across the shoulders here, and we lift once more. Yes. And then we're upright. Now we'll bend the elbows and try to pull the leg a little closer to the chest. So that extra stretch in the back of your leg. Do one more, collarbones wide, hips up. And then you can either walk down with your hands down your leg, or you can hold the leg where it is, release the arms forward, reach out to the center of the feet through your fingertips as you bring your spine down, all the way down. And then here, we're just gonna lift the leg up and give it a little stretch. And then fold the knee in, give it another stretch. And then let's slide that leg forward and down. So amazingly, right? It's maybe a little tired, but it also feels more relaxed and a little lower to the ground than the other one now. So we'll pull the left leg in. And then extend that leg up and out on your diagonal. Hips are level. And weighted. So now flip the head up, look down in midline. So you're coming up. Walking your hands up your leg and lifting the spine, the vertebra one by one off of the mat. Shoulders are down as you try to sit up as tall as you can here. And then we look down as we curl the tail up and place the spine down, vertebra by vertebra, imprint into the mat. Let's walk down the leg and then lengthen here at your side. And we come up again. This exercise is called tree. It's like you're climbing the tree, it's sticking out over a ravine or something. Don't like the angle. So here we go, you're up high. And then we're going to come back down the tree. Really push the leg into the hand and push the hand into the leg. A little more connection to your core as you once more to come up. If you can lift it up to feel like you're trying to work into a slight arch in your mid back. And now bend the elbow, lift the foot up, lift the leg. We're thinking about really rolling that femur head deep into the hip joint. As the heel lifts, it gets a little lower and down in deeper in the socket. And then hold it up, either walk down the leg like we did earlier, or arms free, maybe squeeze a magic ball between the arms, reaching up and out as you peel down. One vertebra at a time. Now lift the leg up, stretch, and then fold it into the chest embrace. And then go ahead and slide that leg forward as well, shake the mat. All right, excellent. So here we're coming up to sitting, so we can roll up again, roll like a ball. With the shoulders, with the exhale, pull up, back forward, maybe flex the feet at the ankles, stretch the heels forward. And anywhere they need to be. But suction the waist back into the curve of your spine. And then articulate up, and we can pull the legs in. You can pull the hips forward to the front of your mat. Hands to the shins. Easier would be hands to the thighs, elbows wide here, you look into your abs. So we curl the tail up to roll back to the shoulder blades, head sits off the floor, the hair can touch, but there's no weight into the skull. And certainly just slapping the head into the ground. So high in the air, and then come up and you're still looking down at your abdominals. Remember that if you decide to look up at the ceiling here, look like lifting the chin, that'll flatten your whole back and be really hard to roll. So keep your hips on your navel, wherever you are in this movement. And let's do one more. Inhale, go back, right and left side, working equally. You draw a straight line down the mat on the way up and down. All right, so here we'll move into the ab series. And we begin with the right leg pulled in. Right hand over the ankle, left hand below the knee. And as you curl the tail up, push the shin up into your arm to delay your descent to the ground. The left leg can float off and you pull that right knee in tight. Knees permitting. So inhale, switch the legs. Outside hand to the ankle, exhale, switch again. So shoot the leg forward, reach across the room with the soft toes. And then pull the leg in, really almost find the compression of the thigh into the abs. Do one more, bringing the left leg in, and then the right. One hand to each shin, legs zipper tight. Arms and legs lift to the ceiling, double leg stretch, exhale, circle the arms around and embrace the legs in. So initially we go arms and legs vertically, and then as we advance the exercise, the arms and legs move further away from each other, and you hold your ability to maintain the upper ab curl, no matter where the arms are, arms and legs. So you stretch, and then you pull it in tight. One more. Choose your angles carefully. Be sure you're not overwhelming the back. And then rest your head down again and look from one side to the other. All right, so now scissors reminds us a little bit of tree. So we're coming up, extend the right leg up and looking forward. Bring the hands up pretty high on the calf, as high up towards the ankle as you can go. And then you pull that leg in, elbows bent, and then switch the legs. And exhale, switch again. So using that connection of the hand into the leg and the leg pushing out into the hands to help you maintain or find a deeper upper arm curl. This means that we're still looking down the line of our body and not looking up at the feet when they come up overhead. We're going to pull into the hamstring, soften the knee a little as you need to. We're going to end with the next left leg up in the air. Both legs up, hands behind your skull. Pull the head up, pull the elbows down, and squeeze the legs together. Now the toes glide across the ceiling and out to what you know is your working level. So don't go to the place where the back really starts to arch off the mat. Might get a little lift in the waistline, but it shouldn't be enough to make you worried. So really try to keep imprinting the waist down, which means almost a little pelvic tuck feeling in the back as the legs glide out. And exhale to the lift. And we're taking our time so that the challenge, you can feel it work with different levels of the abdominal wall. So it's the psoas that supports the weight of your legs and the position of the legs in space, but the abdominals that keep the pelvis balanced and level against that weight moving away from center. So that's why you feel it in the abs. You might not feel it in the psoas until you start shifting the position of your spine. And we twist to the right. And then to the left. Come up and forward. Okay. Chest to the upper inner thigh. So it's not just rolling side to side in the side bend, but it's a side bend with a twist. elbow and shoulder blade off the ground. And keeping the legs lengthened forward, again, in their own lane. Right? The opposite hip is heavy, to be sure that you stay centered where you want to be. All right, after going to the left, we can pull everything in and rest. First, we can hug the legs in, and then extend, arms back, legs forward, big stretch here. Just stretch out the abs because they deserve it. They were a lot of the time contracted in that last series. And then we're lifting the arms up with the head, neck, and shoulders. Scale to come up and dive over, waist pulls back, and things down. All right, so we're skipping around. I'd like to work on some shoulder bridge now with you all. So we can roll back and have the legs bent. As you go back. And then once you're down, pull the heels in reasonably close to the sits bones, maybe 8 inches. Depends on your proportions. And we're going to flatten the feet into the ground, really feel the balls of the feet, inner and outer, the inner and outer heel. You could take a ball and squeeze it between your thighs here for a little more inner line work for the medial edge of the legs. Now, arms at your side, we're going to begin with a pelvic tuck. Hold back to the heels, forward with the knees, and slide the knees forward to lift the hips and then the spine off of the ground. You're going to be balanced here across your shoulder blades. And at that point, rotate the arms a little externally, push the top of the shoulders to the floor, and lift your hips a little higher, lift your chest a little higher. So you're not just in a plank, but a bit of thoracic extension and hip extension. Now from here, roll to the inner arm, feel the blades move sideways, so you can curve the upper spine down between the blades, and then imprint the back down one vertebra after the next. All the way down here to hit the sacrum, and rock forward onto the tail a bit, so the waist lifts up. Then we're going to come up and do that again, and add some knee folds. Just to challenge our ability to keep the pelvis lifted with only one leg supporting it. So remember, the right side will be cantilevered off the left as you press the left foot and pick up the right knee. Lift the knee to the ceiling and take a full breath here. Inhale and exhale, lifting the knee to keep that right hip from falling. And then we exhale, lower the foot down. Lift the hips again, jigging the right side if it fell. And it often does, so really focus on the push down to get the lift up and work in your glutes. Now you push to the right foot, you pick the left knee up, and you lift the left knee. Try to hold that left side up. Inhale, hold it. Exhale, hold the leg there. Inhale, lower the knee, lower the foot, push down on the exhale, lift your glutes. Find that extension in your hip. And now we roll it down. Roll to the inner arm. Curve the back down into the mat. Come down slowly here. Now, this would not be something you would do if you had like a recent knee injury, right? You would do a different exercise probably at that point. If you go up and hurt your knees, not the right time for it. You need to do something you have time to work. So we're going to come up again, and this time add the leg extension. So roll the tail up. Push down through the upper arms, push down through the outer upper arms at the top of the shoulders. Lift the chest as the blades knit in together. And then push the butt up higher using the glutes. Let's start with the left this time. So push the right foot and pick the left knee up. Now as you lift the left foot, extend the knee, lift the foot up. And keep trying to reach for the ceiling with that left foot. Another breath, higher on the inhale, higher on the exhale. Bend the knee, now lift up through the knee, don't give it up yet. And exhale, lower the foot, roll through the foot, use that glute, balance out the pelvic halves, and now roll the spine down. So before we do the leg kicks, lower lifting, we want to really be sure that we understand what it takes in the center of our body and actually throughout the whole body to hold the pelvis level with only support from one leg. So here we go, we're coming up again. Roll the pelvis forward and up, pelvic tuck. Move the knees forward, push down into your feet, roll chin to the outer arm, top of the shoulders down, pull the blades together under your chest and lift the chest, lift the butt higher. And then we pull the right knee in and up. Extend the foot, up through the right foot. hold it there, reach for the ceiling, then bend the knee, lift the right knee. Pelvis is still up, this is the hardest bit. Try to hold the hip up as the foot goes down, roll through the foot, lift that right hand if it's dropped, and now we curl the whole body down. Yeah, right? I mean, it's hard, but it's doable. If you actually think about getting that feeling of lift through whatever it is, reaching for the ceiling and not letting go of that effort. Okay, so I think that's good for that one. And we're gonna move into some planks now. So let's roll up to sitting. And we'll start with our quadrupeds. So hands and knees. Good. And if you need a little assistance here, you might want to roll into the mat for your wrists. You would have the heel of the hand higher than the fingertips, so the wrist flexion would be less as you put your weight function. And also, if the wrist flexion is not doing it for you at all, you can do variations with all your forearms, right? But let's start with this here. And we're just going to push down with the hands, down with the knees, and pull long out through the heel of the back tail. Now, slide the right leg back, curl the toes under, and then as you really press with your right arm and left knee, you're going to lift the right leg up. It could be a soft point or a flex. And then think of pulling the right hand and the opposite towards each other. Pick up your left hand and then skate that forward, stretch it out and reach long in both directions. Out through your fingertips, out through your toes. This over rows. Like push the ground down and pull the body longer head to tail. More breath here. Going up and in on the exhale. And then we can lower the hand. We can lower the knee. And bob your tail slowly side to side and look for your tail. One of the Pilates cat exercises. A little side bend stretch in your spine. And then we're re-engaging actively push the foot down with hands and knees. And then even pull the heel of your hands towards your knees, vice versa to firm up the abdominal wall. Now we're going to stretch the left leg back. And then put our weight into the left wrist, to the hand. And then lift the left leg up. You're also pulling the left heel of the hand towards the right knee, vice versa, in order to pick up the hand and reach that off the ball. Again, you can go reaching across the space, reach your hand to the wall in front of you and then heel to the wall behind you. And it goes back to, and hold the chest a little forward through the sternum, through the heart, reaching across the room to that wall. Now balance isn't just like freezing the body. You probably feel a little bit of kind of a postural sway, just keep coming back to your center. Think about the breath helping by inhaling away from your central axis and exhaling down towards it. So the breathing like pumps the body out, if we just from center, pulls it back in. From our exhale, and then you can lower the hand and the knee. And then sit back in child's pose here. So it's not only important to get flexibility and strength, but you also need to build awareness into how the limbs connect into the center of the body to really be successful in all of these planks. So here we go. We're now going to go into full plank. So again, it's forward or on your elbows, other option. And then you're going to pull back a little bit with the triceps into the lats. That connects you into the external obliques. One foot goes back, the toes are forward, the heel is back. The other foot goes back. Maybe squeeze the heels together. Either turn out or parallel. And just push the ground away. And pull the heel forward, pull the heart forward, and the tail back, just like the heels. And actively press down. You know, your core up's the same thing. You would put the elbows back into the boards, the end of your back. Over breaths, squeeze the legs together, wherever they touch. And one more here. And softly bend your knees down to the mat. And again, sit back with the child's pose. Now here, when legs are together, and you pull the tail under and drop your chest, you get a little bit more stretch in the lower spine, lower back, by the SI joints. If, on the other hand, you want more hip opening, look at the piece out, to the frog position, and then you lower down, and you get a little more stretch here through the inner thighs and through that hip joint area. Both are good, they're just different. Okay. And then stacking the spine coming up. Let's today work the side plank on your forearms. So here. All right. So for Pilates, the bottom leg, a little bit forward of your tailbone, top foot in front of that. And you're probably going to have the knees bent a little bit, right? And then the heel of the top foot goes into the base of the toes of the bottom foot. And the reason we have the knees bent a little bit is as you come up, you want to bring yourself forward, shoulder over the elbow. So push into the ground and come forward and up. You can use your hand to help you get there. Now, if you need to, you can have the bottom leg down, the top leg out, or we can do both legs long. If possible, lift the top arm up and reach up through your fingertips, look up towards your hand. Just keep pushing down into the arm here. And try to align your head with the rest of your spine, even as you turn your head to look up towards your fingers. Full breath in, full breath out. Bottom leg helps support the top. One more breath. Down, bend your knees, lower gently with your hips. Okay, now we'll go to the other side. So which do you prefer, like on your hand for this one or on your elbows?
Maybe
Elbow for you?
it's easier for me because of my arthritis. It's easier.
Right, like if you got some kind of issue in the elbow joint or the hand or the wrist, probably the elbows make it possible. I kind of agree, like I feel like I get a little more support with the straight arm. So this is harder than this is for me with the straight arm, but you know, everyone's different, of course. So here we go. So you have the knees bent a little bit, top heel into the base of the toes, push down to come up. Now really lift the hip on the bottom to push the leg, bottom leg up into the top one, and press down through the full arm into the ground. You turn your head, look up towards the top hand, and you have to keep pushing down. You don't want your shoulder to kind of collapse down towards the elbow. But really feel that reach long through your body, out through the halo, out through the toes, that lift through the hands. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to get the abs in. Here for one more breath. Down, hips down, and come up to sitting. Yeah, these are so strengthening, but they're also so often done in poor form. So it's good to remember that you know how to connect into the center of your body through the extremities to help you with this. So we're going to do one, either you can choose being on your elbows or on your hands. So with this one, we'll extend the legs forward. The heels are giving you sort of your base of support. And once you go up, particularly if you know you can hyperextend your joints, try to think of softening the knees a little bit and get that pull If you're digging your heels into the ground and you're firing up the hamstrings for more support. So Pilates, usually we do this with the fingers pointing back because it would come from a front plank up and back in the most advanced form. Yes. I know you remember. Right? It's been a while since I've done that too. So you can also, yoga tends to teach this plank with the hands forward. But really depending on how tight your shoulders are, your hands might be out on a slight diagonal until you open up the chest enough to release that. So you choose your hand position. And we're gonna push down with the heels, pull the hips up. And you can either lay your back, or you can keep your head up and look down the front line, checking to see what those knees are doing. But find a lot of work for your glutes, push this up in the air. And push down for your arms. You up, try to lift one leg, and bring it back down. With the other leg, and bring it down with control. So try not to drop the leg at the end like I did on my first one. And then here we go again. One more set. And last one. And then lower the hips down. I'd probably come up and shake out your hands. So I also had a teacher, got this from yoga, but I call it prayer hands. I also think of my arms like snakes. So bring your palms together through prayer. And then you'll turn the palms open to your face like you're reading a book. Then keep the pinkies together, but now slide the back of the hands together. And then the thumbs together. And then bring the palms out. And then bring the hands back into the prayer. So do this again. So open the palms, the fingers dive forward in front of your chest, well in front of your heart. You go down, the thumbs together and the palms together. And the reason I call it snake arms, I'm thinking the hands are the heads of the snake, the arms are the long snake's bodies. And wherever the head goes, the body of the snake can go too. So around you go. Elbows go a little wide. And around and in. We'll just do that one more time here. Doesn't it feel great on the wrist? Really also useful if you've been doing a lot of texting or any kind of fine work with your hands, so needlework, gardening, anything like that. Now we reverse it. So you take the palms away from you, let someone else read your book, and then bring it down, back of the hands together, pinkies together, palms in, and then the palms open, circle around. Bring it back where we started, a couple more. Just breathe as you go. Forget. Because we also often forget to breathe when we learn something new. Just do one more because it feels fantastic. Also great to do after planks. All right, thank you so much for being here with me today. Excellent work.